Developing now, reports say a recent flight with the president on board took a secret turn. Why security moved him to a different plane.
Plus, car break-ins surging in Little Rock, and police say some simple habits could be making cars easy targets. The warning for drivers before they walk away.
And a dangerous situation on Pinnacle Mountain sparks a race against the clock. See how first responders pull off a high-stakes rescue. Good morning. Thank you for being with us on THV 11, streaming on THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm Hayden Balgavy. Let's send it back over to meteorologist Tracy Bean, breaking down the forecast. And as you can tell on the map, it's hot.
Yeah, it's going to be hot for the next, honestly, 7 to 10 days. It's going to be on repeat as far as our forecast goes. So make sure you keep that water handy. You're going to need it. We did have the National Weather Service issue early this morning this extreme heat warning for central, eastern, and northeastern Arkansas. And all of this is going to be through Friday. We may see some subtle changes, counties, one way or the other, but we're going to be under some sort of heat advisory for sure. Heat alert, I guess I should say. And now we're going to see some of those again in that magenta area. 110 degrees is what it will feel like and above, and that's going to be for the afternoons today through Friday. So very warm out there as the kiddos are starting school. This is Saline County. We've got Alcoa Road here. It's going to be a bit busier. We've got a lot of areas starting school today. Benton, Bryan, Cabot, a few areas as well. We've got our very own Lauren out in Benton this morning, so she's going to give us an update. And all those students are starting out around 80 degrees this morning. Winds at least are moving a little bit, around 7 miles per hour, but we are seeing that heat index already. 80 is the temperature, feels like 84. Not a big spread, but we're already starting to see it. So that means things are going to be hot. Here's what we're looking at for today, tomorrow, and Friday. Those temperatures are going to warm up even more. And again, we're going to see some of those heat alerts all throughout the week into the weekend, and I imagine next week as well. So stay with me. We'll talk about exactly how hot it's going to be and when relief is headed our way.
Developing this morning, new reporting on President Trump's covert flight home after security concerns during the NATO summit in Turkey last month. Trump secretly switching planes, leaving Air Force One and boarding a smaller military jet designed to fool potential attackers. Now, U.S. intelligence had detected a credible threat from Iran and its proxies. The president was secretly moved from Air Force One to a separate military plane using a catering truck to hide the operation. Trump confirmed Tuesday the military and Secret Service ordered the switch, while the press and some of the staff actually stayed on Air Force One, believing the president was also on board.
I just follow what they'd like to do. So I go by Secret Service and the military. They wanted me to go on a different flight, a different plane, equal safety, but they wanted me to do it, so I do it. I do what they say.
Administration officials now fear the leak of those security tactics could put future presidential flights at greater risk. Now, that follows new legal fallout over President Trump's push to restrict birthright citizenship. A group of immigrants with help from the ACLU is now asking a federal judge to block his latest executive order. The order directs federal agencies not to recognize citizenship for certain children born here in the U.S. It comes weeks after the Supreme Court rejected the president's broader effort to limit birthright citizenship. The same judge whose ruling was upheld in the case is now hearing this new challenge.
Here at home, Governor Sanders is to appoint a temporary state Supreme Court justice to fill in for Barbara Webb. Webb is off the bench since a fall at her home in May while she recovers. The court says right now she's unable to serve, so it asked the governor to appoint a special justice to handle all of Webb's cases. That justice will serve until Webb confirms her return. Governor Sanders says she's praying for Webb's recovery and will look for someone who shares her commitment to the law. Now to a THV 11 safety alert. Little Rock police say car break-ins are up 84% from this time last year.
Officers say many of those thefts starting with something simple. It's either an unlocked car or you left your keys inside. THV 11's Tamer Knight shows us what you can do to protect your car and your belongings.
A lot of people are not locking their cars and being irresponsible, and especially like with me, I got a push start and I'm bad about taking my key fob out of my car or pulling them to the gas station and leaving my car running.
Little Rock police say unlocked doors and easy access are two main factors driving up car break-ins across the capital city.
When it comes to car thefts, people leave their cars, their keys in the car running. What we want to make sure people do is not become a victim.
Police recorded an 84% spike in car break-ins compared to a year ago.
What we noticed is in July of 2025, we had 81 incidents at this point. And when we looked at July 2026, there was 149. And so that increase of 84% was alarming for us.
Now, officers are urging drivers to take a few simple steps before walking away from their vehicles.
Never leave your keys in the car and the vehicle running. Those are for sure signs.
And securing valuables.
And the other thing on top of that is leaving valuables, because even if you leave your car for a minute with the keys in it, with the car running, valuables in the front seat, you make yourself a target.
Police say hotels, apartment complexes, and some parking lots often draw thieves. Officers plan to step up patrols in those areas. Tiffany Reed says she knows the frustration of having a vehicle stolen. She says someone took her car after it broke down on the highway.
I just feel like that we work hard for our money and we work hard to have the things that we have, and I don't think that it's right that we have to, go through things. I actually have a missing car report right now that's been going on for 2 months and police can't find my car.
Police say the best way to avoid becoming a target is simple. Lock your doors, take your keys, and hide your belongings. In Little Rock, Tamer Knight, THV 11 News.
Now to a wild story this morning. A hiker in distress on Pinnacle Mountain is safe after first responders and the Arkansas National Guard launched a massive rescue effort. Take a look at this. Pulaski County officials say a hiker suffering from severe dehydration and heat exhaustion was rescued from Pinnacle on Monday. Lake Maumelle Fire and West Pulaski Fire reaching the hiker, but crews determined a helicopter hoist was the safest way to get the hiker off of the mountain and into medical care.
A new national report finds about 700 rural hospitals across the country are at risk of closing, including 32 here in Arkansas. That's nearly 70% of the state's rural hospitals, with 9 of them facing an immediate risk of closure. The report says more than 100 rural hospitals have closed nationwide over the last decade, leaving about 4 million people without access to emergency care. It also points to the financial strain at several rural hospitals in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. That concern extends to maternity care across Arkansas. A new March of Dimes report finds 33 of the state's 75 counties are maternity care deserts, meaning they have no birthing facilities or obstetric physicians, leaving expecting mothers to travel outside their county for routine checkups and delivery. It's a serious issue for pregnant women needing prenatal care and the ability to reach a hospital when it's time to give birth.
This is really worrisome because families should get high quality care regardless of where they live in this country. Your zip code should not determine the care that you get, and yet we know that it does in this country. And the trend is currently that things are getting worse, not better.
State leaders and hospital systems are trying to help women in these maternity care deserts get the services they need. The state is also rolling out Medicaid coverage for doula services.
A Northwest Arkansas group is trying to close a gap that left dozens of foster children without an advocate last year. CASA of Northwest Arkansas is launching its 26 in 26 campaign with a goal of recruiting more trained volunteers to support kids in foster care. The group says 27 children went without an advocate last year, and free training sessions later this month are aimed at bringing more volunteers on board.
It's going out and visiting them in their placement, checking on them, making sure they're doing well, getting to know them, finding out what they like and don't like, what needs they have, what medical appointments are coming up next in their lives, checking in on them at the school, seeing how things are going there, and then following them through the court system. So if they go to court, you go to court, checking in with their parents. How are things going on the case plan?
The group will offer 4-week training sessions beginning in September, with another session getting underway in late October.
Now let's talk weather with meteorologist Tracy Bean and the forecast for all those kids heading back to school.
Yeah, it's a hot one. Whether you, are starting today with that first day, or maybe this is your third day or second day, it's going to be hot, and so is your fifth, sixth, and seventh days. Unfortunately, we're going to see those temperatures stay in those triple digits, right around it anyway. And those heat alerts are going to be something that we're just going to have to deal with for a good long while. Back to school, back to the heat as we're stepping out this morning to the bus stop. 80 degrees, plenty of sunshine. Stay hydrated, friends. It is going to be a hot day ahead. We're going to see that heat index 110 and above in a few areas, and our temperature itself is going to be right around 100 degrees. We do have this extreme heat warning for central, eastern, and northeastern Arkansas. Districts will have to think a little bit more again about the outdoor activities, about recess, and make sure everyone's staying safe. Again, water and hydration is the biggest thing we can do to make sure that we are staying safe. And don't forget about our pets as well. And don't you get too busy either. Make sure you keep that water in your hand, and you're going to need to keep it there for at least, I would say, 7 to 10 days. But we'll talk more about when we can see some relief coming up in my forecast.